Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, we're gonna get ready to stand, for our meeting, with the prayer. Council, Lee.
Let us pray. Gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you for another day. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for the city of Warrenton. Father, we ask that you will bless each council member, bless our mayor, bless our citizens, and bless this meeting. We'll be so careful to give you the praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon, citizens. Councilors. That is present. Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones. Okay. Still have a motion that we accept the minutes, the meeting minutes from July the 22nd, 2023. I have a motion. So moved. We have been moved, have been second. All in favor by the word aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Opposed? Okay. The department head report.
I have Erica up with the water update.
Hi. So basically, the last time I was up, I was talking about the aerator on the downtown tank being installed. It is completely finished and ready to go online. We're waiting for the engineers to come down to make sure that all the electricity and voltages and everything is correct. They said that they assume that it is. If that is the case, it will be online on Friday afternoon. No citizens are going to notice anything different in the water. It's going to be exactly the same. The only difference is, according to our engineers, it's going to strip out the DPBs and everything in the water that we have such a problem with. However, it's post-treatment, so I'm from Missouri, you have to show me, and I don't believe them, so we're going to wait and see what they say. However, Hawkins was here. Remember, we were talking about that the last time. Unfortunately, they weren't able to find us a carbon that would be cost effective for the city of Warrenton currently. However, what they did say is with their last testing that they did last year was for sodium permanganate, which is the same thing as potassium permanganate that we already use. It's just a different chemical formula, and it's more effective. And I have the information in y'all's packet, but I also have, if you guys want to look at it, the cost difference in between the sodium permanganate and the potassium permanganate. Now, if we were to go with this, and they have the test results proving that it removes the TOCs, which is what we struggle with, that causes the disinfection byproducts. If we were able to go with that, it'd be more effective, therefore you'd have to use less of the chemical. So while it is more expensive to purchase it, we would have to use less of the product. So in the end, it would either equal out or even be less. We don't know until we try it. Currently, we mix our potassium permanganate dry product with raw water, which is what we have at our raw water pumping station to mix the chemicals with. The sodium permanganate would come already mixed in a drum. The company would come in, they would set up the drum, and we would do all the other dosage and everything like that ourselves. So essentially it would be the same except for the fact that we would not have to mix it. You would not have to rely on possible human error, because we're all human, we make mistakes. Mixing the chemical and also dealing with potassium permanganate, because it's very corrosive. It's an oxidizer. It will eat cotton instantly, and it also will stain your skin. So not having to deal with that would be nice. But other than that, my main concern is the fact that it would deal with the TOCs that we have such a problem with. So I have that cost if anybody wants to look at it.
Yes, please.
So if you look at the bottom, it has the liquid versus dry, and what that is that's gonna be, the potassium permanganate is dry. The sodium permanganate is the liquid that we would be swapping to. And they have the quote for pricing, and everything is on there.
Where we stand in our budget as far as how much we've spent for chemicals and how much left we have to spend?
I'm gonna need to get a report to be able to answer
Yeah.
that. However, you know, versus last year, I can tell you right now, because I did the chemical ordering last year and this year. And we're ordering way less chemical than last year, just because we're not dealing with that inflow of manganese that we had last year.
And out of the meters that are messed up, that need to be replaced, how many have y'all gotten?
It's in your
replaced
report,
since
but I'm going off my brain right now, and I believe it was 14 that were changed this month
last time?
alone. And that's just gonna be a process, because we have to order the boxes, and then again, we have to get them worked in on our 3 days a week that we have everybody that we can do that.
We are doing more than the 3 week we were asked to do.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I think today alone, how many did y'all do today?
4 or 6, I think it was today.
6 today.
I was amazed, while they looking over this, I was amazed, when I got a report on yesterday, about how many they had dead. Cause I asked them, could they start doing at least 3 a week in their time, because reading the meter and doing all the, trying to fix the leaks and stuff like that, having some extra time to do it. So I asked them at least to try to do at least 3 a week then, but they doing more than 3 a week, so.
Do you get a report every month or every week on how many meters are reading 0? Is that once a month?
I've never actually looked at the report until we had it printed out for us recently.
Mhm.
It was
It
never
didn't-
offered to me, it was never offered to me
printed out
before.
okay.
But, so I wasn't aware of how many were reading 0. Unless you read the meters, you aren't gonna know. And even then, you know, a lot of them are touch reads. So the guys, they tap them, it goes into the log, and it goes straight to City Hall. And I'm not faulting anybody. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
nobody's fault. We just never have had the report before.
All right, but now she's printing it out.
Right,
monthly,
we've gotten
right?
it now.
Is she gonna print it out every month for you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Any question, council?
And after, if you guys have any questions, please call me. Don't hesitate.
Thank you, Ms. Harris.
All right, we have Will with the Westwood.
Good evening. So this month, I finally tracked down that fellow with the watershed protection plan information we talked about several months ago. I convinced him to bring me that stuff, so I have it all. I've been in contact with a fella with the EPD. He's supposed to call me back tomorrow to tell me how to submit it. I've never submitted any of this stuff before, so this is all new for me. But, seems like I have all the information. He's gonna teach me how to submit it, so that ought to be taken care of this month. Also last month, we had our EPD inspection, that we have every other year. It went really, really well. There was, just a handful of little ticky-tack things that we have to fix. Some of them we've already gotten fixed. Some of them we're working on. Some of them we don't have the money to do right now, so when we get the money, we will fix it. That being the grit separator that we've talked about before. Other than that, I did finally get approved by the Secretary of State to take both my wastewater 1 and my water 3 tests. Now I'm waiting for the testing center to send me a confirmation number so I can punch that in to actually register to take the test. Hopefully that will be a quick and easy process, and I can just skim through it and take the test. That's pretty much all I got. Anything? Any questions?
Councils? Okay, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Jennings with the street and sanitation.
How everyone doing?
Good, how you doing?
Everything is basic, the same with the street. We actually repaired 4 potholes. We repaired one on Hall, we repaired the large one on Hall Street, we repaired the one on, Lake Drive, we repaired the one on Lennox, and we repaired the one on Hudson Street. Okay, we got one that's open on South Gibson. No, I'm sorry, South Whitehead, North Whitehead.
North, yes.
Yeah, North Whitehead.
That's the big ones
North
on my
Gibson,
road.
that ain't a pothole, that's a.
That's a
river.
sinkhole. I didn't know if you could call that a pothole or not.
No, North Gibson, North Whitehead Street is the one that's uncovered, and the reason it's uncovered is the blend that we're using, that we have to use with our hands and stuff, is a special blend. You have to order at least 5 tons before they would even make it. So that's why that's the only hole that haven't been filled in. I'm waiting for some of the other holes to get set up so we can dig them out and get them prepared to get those potholes prepared. But other than that, basically everything is going. Sanitation is good. We got in new trash containers. We issue a lot of those out that people got damaged one. For some reason, the truck keep busting them, and we have to order them. So I don't know what the trouble is with the truck. I don't know if the arm is just not working properly. I mean, that's on there, and I have no idea
Do
what.
we have to pay for them? Or do they
I
pay
have
for them?
no idea. I talked to Leah about, I just asked Leah to order for me. And, but other than that, everything's going fine.
Question.
Any-
Any question? Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Weaver.
We have Chief Sales.
We had a pretty long month last month. I was still short one full-time person. One of my guys is still out with surgery, but he's just coming back now. He's on modified duty. He's not on full duty. He'll be back on full duty August 11th, I hope. So we've had kind of a long summer. My guys have had to pull in, and we pulled some long hours. You know, we've been running one person per shift. So it's, we got through it, and we're gonna come through it. I don't have anything else. We just had some long hours or something.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions? No questions? Okay.
Russell Hawkins with, Recreation.
I know it say no update, but I had thought about that, yesterday I was over there, he update on the, trench they dug out. The water's still standing at the door, it's not going in the gym, but it's still standing at the door. I took pictures of it while it was raining. The front of the building, the trench is about, I'd say 6 feet wide. The back is, the side of it is 6 feet wide. But in the curve right there, is about the size of, I wear a size 9, I put my shoe in there, that's about how wide it is. So it's like they need to, they didn't dig that part out, they just do the front of the building and the side of the building. So when it get round and turn the corner and go to the ground, it can't handle all that water, so it's bagging up and just sitting there. So, that's the update on that.
I was talking to Commissioner Graham again about that. You know, we had briefed a little bit on it, and, talked about it. And we were hoping that when they did dig that part around, we was gonna take care of it, but
Yeah, they didn't, that
They didn't come all the way
yeah,
around.
when it
yes, sir.
turned that cone to go to the drain, it was about, like I said, I could put my shoe in there, well, size 9, that's about how wide it is. So it's taking all that water, trying to go around, so it's like it's building up and just sitting there. So then it's getting high enough and it going around. But it's not going back in the building though, but it's a little pond sitting right there at the door.
Okay. Just kind of get the level out. Okay. Ms. Harris, could you take that note, call commission, we're gonna take a look at it.
I did put in, a request with the sanitation, to get the dumps removed at the park.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and, I think they told me they had a work order in for it, but I don't think the last time I checked it was still there.
It's still there.
Yeah,
Yes,
because,
sir.
toilets and stuff that been sitting out there, you have to dump stuff. They become a little public dump play now, so.
Yes, sir.
How's Cedar Park coming over there? Are they making progress?
I'm about to talk about that if you wanna wait for me.
Okay.
Ms. Wade, you have a question?
I'm sorry, I want to, let you know the backhoe, the transmission is slipping in it. We're gonna have to take a look at it, get someone to, well, we're gonna have to get someone to look at it. And, I can give you an update on it. We can use border, or we can use interstate equipment. It's the two repair we've been using, so, but it really needs to be looked at.
Since we came at you, Danny, I've just noticed in here where we've got something about the lawnmowers. I mean, that bad boy is only, what, a year old? And we've already had to repair it. There's got to be something that can be done when we take better care of that stuff, where it's not tearing up every time we use it.
Well, I have already taken care of it. I talked to Miss Kisa about it, and we just had to remove an employee out of it.
We have Jeffrey Fowler with the CDC, okay.
So I actually brought a park update too. So I'll go over that first, if that's okay with y'all. Okay. These are public copies if anyone wants one. Okay, so for those who might not be in the loop on Dr. MLK Park, this is a joint project with the city and the county. We applied for a state grant to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and that grant eventually ends up at the National Park Service to award us funds to redo this park. So we've been working through this. I wrote this grant in 2022, so it takes years for these things to come to life. But completed so far, we got the soil erosion and sediment control, grading and stormwater, the main parking area, the pavilion's done, and the field fencing's done. And one thing that makes this grant take so long is we have to do something and then ask for money back. Do something, ask for money back. So it just creates a very long process. So we're currently at the point where we're ready to construct the concession stand and restrooms and the basketball court. Next page.
Very nice right now.
Yeah, it's getting there. So, for perspective, we've had 5 reimbursements come back so far. 64, 100, 15, 22, 49 equals $252,000 roughly. Total project so far is looking at, we're gonna be about $950,000. This is a very expensive park rehab. The grant was for $400,000, so feds are paying a good chunk of this, which is great. I need y'all to approve today. We got 2 quotes to build the concession stand and restroom. One was for $190,000 for Ronnie Easler Builders. The other one's J.H. Cleveland for $335,000. Since the quote y'all, the lowest one is $190,000, that's under $250,000 threshold for the state. Y'all don't have to submit it for procurement, but I think that is, I don't know what the city's policy is, but I assume that's too much for the mayor to just approve like the other things we've been doing. So I believe that has to come to council.
I thought the county was paying for this.
County's paying for it, but it's y'all's property, so it's technically y'all's grant, even though the county's paying for it. But so y'all have to make the approvals. So like all the money flows through a checking account at the city, county deposits checks into it, grant funds go into that account, and then Mary Ann, Nicole, and Kisa writes checks from it to pay for
So
everything.
it's not actually costing the city of Warrenton anything, right?
As far as I know, y'all haven't put in $1.
Can you repeat, the quote?
$190,000 for Ronnie Easler Builders, and then $335 from J.H. Cleveland.
What was the huge difference? I mean, why is there so much money in the
J.H. Cleveland's a larger company, so they're gonna have extra engineers and, they're gonna build it to what they think is best for, their license, and Ronnie thinks he can do it for cheaper. So, I mean, he's local and he does good work. I don't think anyone here can say he's ever done anything bad locally.
So you're needing us to vote on this tonight?
Yes, please. Otherwise, we're gonna make the grant even more delayed, because I'm already gonna have to file an extension to push it, because I don't think we'll be 100% done by December of 2026.
When do the grant have to be, submitted?
It's supposed to be closed out by December 31st, but I've already started the paperwork to extend it at least 3 months, because I think that's how long extra we're gonna need, just to close everything out. I think it'll all be done in December, but I don't think the paperwork will be finished. Because there's a lot of stuff you and I are gonna have to sit down and pull. They're going to copy of everything.
I was gonna say, do you think there'll be any problems extending it with the grant?
It's very normal, they're used to it. Very simple form that you just complete. It goes up to National Park Service and they approve.
Well, I'll make the motion to go ahead and, get this through the,
Specifically need
190.
permission for the mayor to sign the contract.
yeah, the $190,000 for the Mark Easler.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. All in favor, vote aye. Any opposed? No opposed?
Okay. Second thing I came here to talk about. Okay, so I'm sure y'all remember back at the mayor's first council meeting, Janice made a big, huge announcement that Jack's was interested in coming to Warrenton. They are a fast food type restaurant. They're regional. They're across 6 states so far. They have 290 locations. They're proposing to come here and invest $2.6 million. Would be about 30 permanent jobs, usually about 35 to 40 employees, just depends on the location. The construction would carry some jobs, 25 to 35. They expect, based on their analysis, they can do about 1.8 million in gross sales here, which would equal about $72,000 in sales tax. Also be good property taxes on a $2.6 million development, so that's building equipment, all of that stuff. Reason I'm here, where that property is, the water lines and the sewer line are on the opposite side of the road. So the water lines are on the west side, they need to be on the east, and the sewer's on the south, needs to be on the north. Because those are state highways, we can't just do like normal work like y'all do. We have to build it to state standards, DOT standards, and that gets very costly. So this normal, if we were doing it on a city street, $40,000 project, is gonna cost $213,000. So we were trying to figure out the best way to do that, working with the state. It's very complex because this doesn't qualify for normal like economic development funds. We looked at that. So we finally landed on something called a CDBG, Community Development Block Grant, EIP. It's like Employee Improvement Program. It's to gain more employment in an area. And so they agreed to let us pre-apply. So this is just a pre-app. This isn't even the final app. So the goal is the $133,000 for the water, $37,000 for sewer, $17,000 in contingency, just in case something costs more. Gotta have engineers, inspection, and permitting. The state would pay $208,000 of it. The local downtown development authority is committing $5,000. So there's this math formula that they put in, area, poverty, amount of employees, benefit, all this, and they equal a number that the locals need to put in. So it was just 5. So the DDA has agreed to do that. City responsibility, y'all have to put in nothing. Y'all would be the grantee because y'all are the local government, almost like this park. The money would come down and flow through you. Y'all would do the work, water lines, sewer lines get put in. Let's just say worst case Jax doesn't come. That's great. The property now has water and sewer lines, so we're already a step ahead, right? We can market that and try to recruit someone else, but at this point they are. I think it would be a great grant. I think it'd be a great project. It would make that property usable, because currently it's not. I mean, there's basically nothing you could do there without water and sewer. Be more property tax for y'all, more sales tax for y'all. I'm here at budget time. I know I'll have budget issues, so this would help alleviate some of that if we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had the same property, they were talking about building that strip mall, and the
Yep.
reason they didn't build it was that
Yep.
reason out there.
Yeah, so the property is basically undevelopable without the water and sewer. So,
And that's the property right across from the jets, right?
yep, so Jet and Chevron.
So what if we don't get the grant? Does it just go away?
We will keep trying. There's a couple other programs, but this is the easiest of the, to start with. But we have 2 other ones that we're looking at. We're just gonna try this one first. This one, if we can get everything in and y'all approve it, because I need y'all to approve the IPA, the request pre-agreement costs approval, and the conditional approval of the grants. I will come back to y'all to do a final approval on the grant if they accept the IPA. And then we'll look at those documents, see what y'all think, but then we'll need another motion then. But this is basically all the pre-work that's required for the grant, because this is federal money, so it has a whole bunch of extra rules tied to it. So like, we had to bid it out, it's on the procurement registry, there's just a lot of steps that go into it. And then the regional commission has helped manage this, it isn't just me, because it's too big of a grant for just me to do.
And Mr. Roller approved, he want to sell that property?
Yep, so he's involved in all this.
He said, okay.
Talk to his real estate person almost every day, because she calls for an update.
Okay.
So how long will it be before we know about the grant?
Usually it's 6 weeks for them to approve an IPA,
Mhm.
and if it's approved, then we have 6 months to do the final application.
Okay, and that's the reason the ad was in the paper for the engineering.
Yep, we went ahead and put the ad in there to get the process started, because it has to run for 2 months, I believe, or 6 weeks. I don't know, Michael set the deadlines with the regional commission, but it has to run for a certain amount of time based on federal law.
This is just a win-win for the city. I mean, it's not costing us anything.
Yep, very little local investment and only local benefit between payroll, sales tax, jobs. It's just a win.
What about the win for a supermarket?
Different department.
I'll say preliminarily, we are working with a possible grocery solution. But unfortunately, that's really all I can say at this time.
Could I give you a couple people that you can get in touch with and talk to them also, because they was willing to come down and do a supermarket in Warrenton.
Mhm.
They did the study also too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, be happy to.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay.
do y'all have any questions on this?
All right, then I make a motion that we move forward with this, the grant process and the, whatever else it takes.
Second. There been motion, there have been second. All in favor by the word aye?
Aye.
Hey, aye came out too fast.
Thank you.
Alright, so it's, any opposed? No opposed, okay, we will be getting in touch with Mr. Jeffrey. Thank you so much, sir.
We have unfinished business, it's not time.
Okay. Council, I don't know, y'all got a chance to look over and see what y'all decide what we're gonna do about our comp time and whatever. What we gonna do about overtime. been doing some study also too, and trying to figure out some things also. But I just don't wanna just do it all by myself, so I decided to let all the councils start doing their department, start working on their department, start being a lookout over their department, each council. And what each council can be involved in all the activity and all the things that are going on with that department.
I'm sorry, I have somebody that wants to. Ms. Tammy.
Hey,
Okay.
I'll be real quick so you can get back to what you're doing. I'm here about the Turtle Fest, and as you can see, I put some of the stuff on your desk that's kind of, I don't wanna say it's totally set, but that's probably as close as it's gonna get right now. My question is, did we get the road closure that we needed, for that date and, for the parade? And, if you look, you've got invitations on your desk. They need to be answered by the 12th, so that way I've got a good head count, because the, food and stuff needs to be enough for everybody, okay? Oh, and I'll be on TV, lucky me, on Thursday at 9:30 on Channel 54, talking you guys up. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
9:30 in the morning?
Uh-huh.
Morning show.
Yeah, it's the morning show, yeah. And apparently it's live, so.
Okay, we're back on the.
Okay.
Oh,
So, are we still taping this?
Yes, because I printed up something at home to bring, and I mean, it's not in my stuff, so, we had discussed about time clocks. Has everybody been made aware of that, and that they're supposed to start using them?
I ain't heard nothing about it.
Okay, what about you, Danny, and if y'all heard about it?
Using it.
Do y'all all have a time clock at your facility?
We do.
Any particular reason why it's not being, do you, Will?
I think so.
Is there any
We use
particular
it.
reason why it's not being used?
We were using it before, and Nicole literally said to me, "This is confusing, quit using it."
Yeah, because it was an issue with the pay period. You clock in on Wednesday morning and you clock out on Wednesday afternoon. Those go on two separate pay periods. So that was confusing people, and it
Can we
was, it
change that?
became a
Have we
hassle.
set it to be
No,
what we
No,
want?
it's just, when we clock in on the card, you know, it just tells you Tuesday. That's an issue for the people that do payroll to decipher, basically.
Ms. Dolores is fine with she's fine with the clock on here.
Okay, so they know
That helps her rather than writing in.
yeah, there's no more writing in your hours or whatever, it's got to be clocked in.
Okay.
Also, I thought we had talked about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we were gonna still pay overtime, it's gonna be paid at 1.5 times like it's not supposed to be, but it has to be approved by the mayor, the city clerk, or either whoever is in charge of that department on things, that has to be approved, it cannot be decided by, and also the supervisors like Erica and Will, whatever, anybody that works up under you, you're responsible for approving the overtime and then making sure it's okay with whoever the mayor, city clerk, or whoever's in Matt down there. But right now, we have no more overtime that can be gotten from now to the end of the year because we're already over budget on it. So it's got to stop now unless it's some kind of emergency.
And that's why we were trying to get all the council involved, I was bringing that up also, bringing all the council involved, that they get involved with all their departments here.
And then on the paper that I saw today, and I don't see it on here, any employee that works like on a holiday, has to come in on a holiday, then they'll get that time off and just additional hours being off. Like from now to the end of the year.
I have a question.
Okay.
With the water department, because we have no choice. Like today, we had to backwash filter and it put a damper on our pumping time. So we had to shut the pump off to backwash the filter. When that happens, we end up over like an hour to 2 hours. This is gonna be almost an every day, every other day thing.
What can we do to correct that problem? I mean, do you need more
There's-
staff? I mean,
There's
what do you need?
nothing we could do. Even with more staff, we'd have to run over. I mean,
You
already,
could
I
send
mean, it
somebody
takes
in
eight
early.
hours to do.
I mean-
One operator in early and one operator comes in later and works later in the
So
day.
it
I
takes
think
8
we
hours to do what
fix
you're
that.
talking about?
it takes more than 8 hours.
Yeah,
It's a process. And I mean, Will, with what you're saying, yes, I agree with you for doing that, but we already only have 4 people. So if Dad is the one that's there early in the morning, which is already true, he comes in and he comes in at 6 and he clocks in, but he's not charging overtime for that because he chooses to come in early. And he's not leaving at 3, even though I've told him to. So he's not charging overtime for that. He's just coming in early to start up so that we can get going. Because if not, whoever is there in the afternoons, because I come in at 8, so I'm your operator from 8 along with him, so that we can get other stuff done. So if we split shifts like that, that still means that one person is not going to be able to leave. And if he can't leave, then we're not going to be able to get leaks fixed, things of that nature. So yeah, maybe staff could help with that. But, I mean, do we have it in the
Well, we
budget?
need to sit
hire
down and
somebody?
talk
I
about
have
it.
an
Like I said,
employee
there's
that I
no
can
more
give
money
you
in
at
the budget for
anytime
overtime.
you want him, you can have him. He can help, he knows this water system, he's worked here a very long time. I'll give him to you whenever you want it.
Sounds
Because
like-
what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to start working together, because, even the chief came up with something even about, people getting the water turned back on. He was saying they had a key, they call his officer, and they can turn it on, turn it off. So I even volunteered to do that also too. We have to, it's a must. Because if it's not, we're gonna be back, the water department is gonna be back in the hole again, $187,000 in the hole again. Then we gotta try to figure out how to bring them back out again. So we're gonna have to sit down and figure out a way that we cannot make this overtime. Because we not base our life on overtime, we base it on 40 hours. So we're gonna base it on 40 hours. I came up with the thing, trying to do the comp, and then, everybody had a little thing about the comp time. So then, now we're still trying to figure out a way to do it. It have to happen, because if it don't, the water department, we're gonna end up losing our water department then, if it's not, because we just cannot keep paying this money. And we're not gonna put it on the citizen. We're not gonna make the water bill go up what the citizens can pay for. We just gonna have to figure out a way to do this, make it work. That's all to it. And thank you, Ms. Will, that anybody, I ask this even through our citizen, anybody have any idea to make this thing work better, please come and see me. Well, we can make it better, because we are trying to save. And if we're not saving, it's just gonna keep going over and over and over and over, and we just gonna be out of budget. I saw some paperwork this week, and I was blown away because some of the repair that we have going on, and I was like, oh no, something got to stop here. I even looked at even subbing out some work, subbing the work out. I called up a couple of people. I called up Travis Gunn, I called up Jen Johnson, and I called up different people. And we're gonna sit down and we're gonna look at it, because if we have to just get rid of some employees to make it work, that's what we're gonna do. But it's gonna work. But we're gonna have to try to work together. I don't wanna get rid of no employees. I want everybody need a job. But we just cannot come and take advantage of it. I'm not saying we taking advantage of it, but it's gonna have to be a stop to it. We got employees, they've been reckless with equipment, automobiles, whatever it is, we just gotta do to a better point than what we're doing. We gotta be held accountable for what we do wrong. Or we start taking out your paycheck, and I guarantee you, it'll stop real quick. So, we gonna have to work on it. And anyone else in our employees have any idea? One employee worked for the street department. He said, like, if we just still ride on every street with the vehicle, with the backhoe in the truck, looking for trash to pick up, if we knew where it were, we wouldn't have to be out on every street. Made perfect sense to me. I don't know about nobody else, but it did. Still, you ride on every street looking for trash. If you knew where it were, and Mr. William ride on every street and find out where the trash at, and then everybody write it down. Even the water department, they sign trash on a certain street need to be picked up. Even the citizen, if you know that it's trash side the road or limb side the road need to be picked up, you call in and report it. The police department. So all us here is a family. We can work this thing together, and we can make it work. Yeah, you're gonna have vehicles start wearing out and tearing up if you use it unnecessary. We don't have to. We can cut things short. So employee, citizen, please help us to keep your taxes down, keep from raising your tax up to another meal. But we can move forward and help each other. That's the only way we're gonna do it. And y'all know some of the people throwing out some of the trash. You know some of the people that dumping stuff illegal. Call and tell me about it. I'm not scared.
We'll give them $500.
That's right. Take a picture of them. Do something, but we have to stop this, you know. And now I hope everybody look on Facebook or YouTube and see all this stuff where they can find out what we are trying to do, because this venture is going to stop. So I've been reporting some stuff that's been going on, and I've been picking up bicycles, bringing that people been stealing. There's a lot of stuff going on in our city, and we can do something about it. I know I'm not the only person to see this. You know, limbs hanging in the street need to be cut down, need to be cut back. I know I'm not the only one to see that. Mr. William Mike don't see all this stuff that we see. The young lady in the water department, she was telling about, I didn't know the name of the street. I've been over there all my life, didn't even know the name of the street. And by Miss Pressure Carter, you cannot see either way. And I was gonna get Mr. William tonight and make sure he get that cut. You can't even see, you have to pull all the way literally into the street to see. And that is one of the most busy streets in Warrenton, is and Hall Street. You cannot see. So it's right there where Miss Pressure Carter, coming out from Miss Pressure Carter and on, where Mr. Ivy used to live. Street. Yeah, they didn't tell me Bond, yeah. I didn't even know that was the street. I hadn't seen the sign, I guess, because it's been covered up. Okay, but citizens and employees, we have to do better. And I'm not just saying the employees, I'm saying citizens also too. Because if you see water leaks and you don't report them, yeah, your water bill started going up, because we still gotta buy chemicals. So you need to report the water leak. Yes, sir, Ms. Weed.
On Bond Street, where you got all those trees and the limbs and hanging out, over the years, we always, got with the county to come with the sidearm to cut it back. Because a lot of, if you get there and take a look at it, is actually much higher than we can get. Some of those limbs that hanging over in the road, just take a good look at it. What we usually do was, we talk to the county used to come out, maybe send a guy once a year. He bring the sidearm tractor and he take that, he cut all that stuff back. We really don't have the equipment to keep it.
You know, I'm looking at a pole saw, you know, cause some of the streets I went on was Oak Street. I rode around Oak Street and, come where Mr. Fred used to live at, in that curve there. My antenna on my vehicle hit me, and I know a pole saw can take that down.
Yeah, on some streets it can.
Yeah, you know, so those are things that we need to report where it can be taken down. Cause I'm not trying to get taller than the light poles, cut it back 15 feet high, you know, but it can be cut. Even at, you know, standing by the road with a pole saw, we can cut some of that stuff back. Some of the stuff that's hanging out in the road. And it just, I'm just gonna say it the way I know best to say it. we've been doing things so wrong so many, years and so easy to get by with, and we just used to it doing it, and we don't like changes. But change is gonna happen. It's gonna happen with you or without you. It's still gonna happen. And I know we get threatened, saying, well, we have to train somebody all over again. That's okay. I don't care. If I die today, somebody else this man gonna take my job tomorrow. And he gonna know what to do. So it doesn't matter what happened. If somebody leave, somebody's still gonna take their job. Somebody coming in to get their job. So don't never get to a point think that I hate to start training somebody all over again. They do it every day in the plant. And the fire ain't high. So when I asked Miss Keista when she first come in, were you scared to fire somebody? She said no. And that's good, because when I tell you fire somebody, fire them. That's all to it. There's no other question. So if that person don't wanna work, you send them home. Okay, anything, council, I know we're gonna table this again. So we need to have a meeting. I don't care if it's tomorrow or whatever, we need to have a meeting because this got to stop without overtime.
So the decision is to not do any overtime, right? Or we're gonna table the whole.
Well, we hadn't voted on it, so.
I've got something written up and maybe we can do a call meeting or whatever. Or if y'all wanna write something up, some policies, something that we can vote on, that's what we need.
Yes, we do.
Something in hand.
Right.
I don't feel like that this is exactly what we want. Because it says, no overtime will be paid at all.
Right.
And
Some
I'm agreeing
overtime
with
have
no overtime from right now to the January 1st. But after that, when somebody works over, I feel like that they basically should be paid for working over. And there'll be times that we have to have somebody,
I would like to ask the people that run the water department to, submit a proposal.
Okay.
You guys are in there every day, you know what's going on every day. And you're doing the best you can with the resources that you have. So, that being said, in the optimum situation, considering the circumstance that you have, considering the issues that you have, what will we need to do to rectify the issues in terms of, is it adding some part-time people? Is it adding, I talked to you guys about doing a salary.
Yeah.
What do you think is best? We can look at your proposals, and our proposals, and we'll have an idea of the best way to move forward. You guys are there though, every single day. We're pontificating. We don't have a clue. We think we do, we don't. So you guys are there every day. Let us know what it is that you feel like will be best. I understand that again, you feel like this is what we have to do, but look at it again. Do some analysis, figure it out. And because otherwise, we're gonna make a decision and it's probably gonna cause 5 other problems. But you guys know what the issue is at hand. So if you come with a proposal, then we can look at it. And it's the proposal that you made. So if it don't work, then you're gonna have to figure out why it didn't work. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So
Just to clarify, she would do one for the water and I would do one for the wastewater, or would we each do one for encompassing water department
maybe all the heads of the departments get together and come up with something.
together? Okay.
Right.
that's what I would like to see.
Yes.
I like that.
I'll let y'all see what I've written up and then y'all can add or take away from it or however you want to do it.
I also shared with the council at the last call meeting that we have some students who need some work-based learning experience. We can potentially get them trained and really not have to pay them like you would pay
I would gladly take one,
you know.
because there are not a whole lot of young people getting into this field. This gives somebody a really good leg up.
I agree. Normally when people go on water treatment or wastewater treatment, we don't leave. So we're here till we retire, and then you're scrambling looking for somebody to do it.
So that's something that, please include that in your proposal as well.
Okay.
How many, those types of things.
And that'll kind of fit in also too, Chico, I mean, you were talking about earlier that you'll go to some of those places and ask for some donation and stuff, and then we can have some funds to be able to pay something. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, so.
The next thing, deposit for water.
Oh, okay. Although I think most everybody here know that I got some rental houses, and so I wanna bring it to the council. I wanna make sure that we did this right. And I mentioned to you guys on last month, about, I sold some of my property that I had, and I had a deposit on those places. But Ms. Doris, you know, and once again, I'm talking about somebody that's not here, she wrote them by hand or however, we don't know the record she kept them. Jaleel looked and looked, and Nicole looked and looked, and they could not find nothing. You guys know I have to have a deposit in order to get service. I had to have deposited to get the water turned on. There's no other way that I could have did it. So I'm asking the council, I'll just step back and let you guys decide. I got 6 deposit that I would like to get the refund back for my deposit that from the places I sold.
Why could they not find any of them?
They find 2 out of all of them. They find 2 because
Somebody, I think Jalea was telling me that she went back through all of the, deposit books or whatever, and she could not find anything. If, any citizen walked in the door and said, hey, I paid a deposit, just give it back to me, do you not have proof of where you paid it? Did you pay it in cash? Or you didn't write a check or anything?
yeah, this 20 years ago and 18 years ago.
How has that been handled in the past, do you know? I mean, if anybody just walked in off the streets and said, hey, I paid a deposit, 5 years ago, I'd like to get my deposit back, I mean, they'd have to have proof, or you'd have to be able to find it somewhere where it was paid and not, that's my understanding of it.
Yeah, I even look at it, Mr. Jean would come up and ask for some of his deposit back from 20 years ago. They don't have records of it. And they had them in a box, and Mayor Ann even said also too, go forward. They don't have a clue where to start looking forward.
Oh, I thought they told me that they all looked.
They lost a lot of
They all,
the boxes and stuff years ago when they were cleaning up over there. They had boxes that got just tossed in the
and that's how
trash.
they had everything.
We lost a lot of police records too that had, and I don't remember what happened in the room back there. I don't know if it was water damage or what, but a lot of stuff got damaged. This has been many years ago, so I'm not 100% sure, but we lost records. So if we lost records, I'm sure the water department did too, because they were all stored in one of those rooms back there in that other building. And, I know that did happen. I don't know if that took that out, but I know we lost a lot of police records that were stacked in boxes in there with the water department and the fire department and they were all stacked up. And it's been several years ago when that happened.
So if you got proof that you paid the deposit and you can bring it in, how quickly you get it back? Cause I got one sitting out there too, I ain't asked for it, but since you asked me to do it, I'm on mine too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
If you've got proof,
Yeah.
they should be
Well,
able to write it that,
Yeah.
I mean,
I got one from,
a check that day, or
around the
either mail
spring-
it that way, I
around
don't know how the
spring
check.
of 2017, and I didn't ask for it back, but since we're going down, I'll like to have mine too.
Yeah.
I got the record.
How much, excuse me, how much was the deposit back then?
It was $100. It
I
went
paid
back
16
to.
20 years ago, you think it was $100?
It went back to, when she told me it was $50. Let me go on back.
I can give y'all that.
You gotta have all this already figured out when you walk in and ask for money.
No, she asked for 3.
Not 20 years ago.
She asked
How much
for
is
3.
the deposit now?
Sorry, I said 2.
And was that 3 that they had
$100
paid back
now,
or
$20.
seems like she told me something about they transferred some of it over to other properties for you?
No, because on my lease that, and, most everybody do, I have to turn on when I start, you have to pay the water department to even get it hooked up. When my tenant move in, they have to show proof that they paid a deposit. They even went back to some of the people, Jalil's mother used to stay in my house when they were small. She couldn't even find what her mama's water department was, and she know that they had to pay for the water also too. She couldn't even find that, and I had forgot they even lived in one of my houses.
How much is the, amount that the 2 that they found, how much was that deposit? Does it reflect that?
$100.
And what years were those?
$1999.
And they were $100.99?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the thing is, everybody know before you, get your water, you're gonna have to make a deposit. We know that, and it's somewhere, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. Taxes. Had went up there, was gonna pay my taxes,
Before being done.
was gonna pay my taxes, they come find it. So what happened was I had my, a receipt that was the only way. So things get lost, but if you don't have your receipt, you gotta have your receipt. And then they just writing out stuff, but everybody know if you, gonna get some water, you get your water, you got to pay some kind of deposit. I believe the deposit was paid because I know every time I would have to pay a deposit.
I'm not saying that it wasn't, but I'm just saying that far back, I don't think the deposit was $100, but, you know.
Oh, I don't know how much it was, but I do know a deposit, you have to pay a deposit.
Okay. So, anyway, since we can't find those, and I got 4 right here, and I let the council look at them if they need to. Jalil wrote them out, and then, cause she did that one on 64 William Street, $100, that was in 2010. And the rest of them, one go with 99, you guys want to look at it if you want to, but the others, she did not. So could I have the council to make a motion that I get my $400 back, please, right here? And 57 and 69, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna be donating that to the city. Gonna be no problem, but I do have 4.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
you trying to tell us that the city, you paid for it, and the people who moved into your property paid for it too, so the city's getting double money, where's the money at?
I don't know, I just want my.
So that means the meeting for.
It's on the clock. It's only been an hour. It's too long.
I'd like to make a motion that we table this so we can look at the documentation. Have a discussion with the officials who take care of this on a day-to-day basis. And then they can make a decision from there.
Well, we already have talked to the official. Miss Hall know about it, Miss Hudson know about it, and Miss Harris was in there also too, when she brought those in. We just could not find the other one on 57 William Street and 69 William Street. Those was, but if you find one on 65, if you find one at 65 and all of them at the same location, wouldn't that, you know, I'm not a genius, but wouldn't that just let you know that if you find a water bill department in 7 month, 19 day, 2010, deposit $100, and then,
So every time somebody moved out of one of them, you would pay another deposit?
no
and then
ma'am,
it turn
I
back
didn't,
on?
I did not. My deposit stayed there until I sold the house. My deposit always stayed there.
Okay. I mean,
Again,
you know, I'm just sitting here thinking, I've moved in Warrenton in the city limits like 5 or 6 times. I don't ever recall getting the deposit back or.
No, because you transferred to
I
the
guess
next
it's
house,
just transferred it over.
to the next
Okay.
house, yes ma'am. But I ain't transferred, I sold.
Yeah.
again, we
Did
have,
you, did
we
you
have,
pay
a-
in cash when you did it? Do you remember?
we have an office that conduct these business on a day-to-day basis. We haven't had the opportunity to talk to them. I respect and honor you to the utmost. But I wouldn't wanna just, if any other citizen came in and told us to make a decision, I would go to the people that deal with that on a day-to-day basis. I wouldn't just make a decision in this context right here. I don't even wanna have this discussion in this context right here.
Okay, even, you know, I'm just gonna put myself as a citizen at this time right now, and I withdraw from being the mayor. Here I am with proof that came from the city. This document come from the city hall. We have a young lady here, and the young lady went in and brought her here, was our clerk, standing right here now. And you tell me you wanna put me still off until later on?
Yes,
No, I do not go for that.
We don't have a choice, Mr. Mayor, we need to move on.
No, I'm not Mr. Mayor right now, I'm speaking as a citizen.
George, we need to move on from this.
All right. Well,
Pastor, we need to move on.
when can I really elect my money though? Because I got proof right here.
We can, if he wanna, he can come in.
If you need something until,
more information.
3 or 4 weeks, I'll let you hold some.
Yeah, let me hold $400 until the city pay my money. I sure would like to have it.
If you need it, I'll let you hold it.
I do need it. I need it because I can purchase something else tomorrow with it, that I can let my other money stay in the bank.
Okay, well, we'll get you taken care of.
But I'm just looking at this, if it was a regular citizen. Mr. Johnson,
We would
just,
not
wait.
make that decision.
Mr. Johnson said that he had the same thing also too. So I wanna make sure Mr. Johnson get his money back also too.
That's
Well, he
fine.
won't-
We
he won't-
would not make that decision in this context.
Yeah, he won't get his back until he comes talk
Right,
to
so he
someone in the
come.
office.
Well, I'm gonna brought this to you last month and I'm bringing it to you again this month. So if I'm gonna get interest on my money, cause I would if it was at the bank. Alright, we're gonna move this on to the next day.
Great question. So do anybody here know, I was told, 2 people have told me, but I wanna hear from the city officials. Do you get your the deposit back for me paying that $1,600 for the tap, or is it just for water? Cause I paid in 2017, I paid $1,600 just to get water and sewage at this property that I've sold. That's what they told me, and I got the proof.
My understanding, Mr. Johnson, just for mine also too, because I'm just like you also too, I got sued that same way also. But my understanding is just for the water.
Alright, well, if it's just the water, $100, then I ain't gonna worry about the 100. Y'all can have that. I wanted the 16. Keep the 100. I'm good.
Alright, we'll move on. Alright, we back. Mayor Ivy will step back in now. Alright,
So we made a motion,
we gonna, say table it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, where we at? New business?
Yep, new business. Training for the new clerk.
I'd like to get a motion that, we have, a young lady is gonna wanna come in and help our new clerk, because our new clerk hadn't got but 1 week of training. We talking about managing our city. I'm not saying just a job, I'm talking managing a city. And I think we need to get our clerk, get some more, training.
Who is coming in to do it?
I think her name is Dory.
Where's she out of?
She's coming down from Atlanta.
How much is it costing?
I haven't had that conversation with her yet, but, I think.
We talked about transportation for her gas fare coming down. And then we looked at what we was paying Miss Moses at the same time, the train, when she was here, and we still got that same amount of money that we would've had if Miss Moses would've still been here. So I don't see why we could not, and then not that this young lady be coming down every week or anything like that, because they can do things online. They can do FaceTime online also too, and that's gonna save us some money. But we definitely need to get her some more training, where she can learn about CDGs and all the different grants and all the different policies and procedure that's going on.
I think we need to know the amount.
The amount we had was, $1,200 we were paying Ms. Moses, and we could use those same hours that we were paying Ms. Moses. And the gas fare was, I think we added up, it's like $57 for her gas fare.
Don't we need to have some kind of contract like we did with Ms. Moses?
Yes, ma'am, we sure will, but I just like, at least we get a motion that we do put it in place where this young lady still be getting her training.
Ms. Smith, did you create that contract that we had with Ms. Moses?
I did.
So I mean, I could make a motion that we can make a preliminary decision to make a contract so that we can know exactly how much it is.
Yes.
I mean, we can't decide, and you understand?
I understand, yes, sir.
But I
That's
make
why
a motion that we have a preliminary, get some training for our clerk.
Okay, I'll get the information. All right, as far as time and amount.
Okay. Do I have it been motion? Do I have a second? And second, all in favor by the word aye?
And that's just a preliminary, right?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and opposed? No opposed? Thank you, Ms. Smith, if you can get that dead ASP, we'd love to have it soon, thank you.
The next purchase order process.
Okay, back in 2025, the city council voted on using a purchase order system for each department here. We all voted yes, it went through, but they've not used it. So I went in, and that's something that in order for us to get a hold of this budget and get things in order, we have got to put some procedures in place, and using the purchase orders to be able to purchase anything is a must. Are we gonna order some purchase orders somewhere?
We can just make them on Excel.
Well, you can do that, or either you can order ones where you have duplicate copies, that way whoever is filling it out can keep one, and then they can turn one in. But moving forward, no bills will be paid without a purchase order attached to it, and that's got to be signed by a supervisor, saying what it is where you're getting it from, what it is you're getting, approximate cost if you don't have the exact amount, and you have to and the supervisor has to make sure it's in the budget under whatever account you're charging it to, whether it's supplies or truck maintenance or whatever. There's got to be funds in that account for you to be able to purchase it. If there is not, then it's gonna spit it back out saying insufficient funds, and we'll have to go through the whole process again as far as you getting with somebody and changing money from one account to another. Because some of the accounts that we're over budget on, we've got other accounts that we're under budget on, so some of that money could be moved around. But, and every month, the supervisors have got to have, one of these expenditure reports, so they'll know what was budgeted, how much money they spent year to date, and how much money they have left in that account to to move forward with.
Yes.
Keisha's gonna make sure everybody once a month, at the beginning of the month, gets a copy of this report, so you can verify. If you have any questions, you can ask me, ask Keisha, or whatever. We've got people that were assigned, and I just went online and found this, but like Melvin, I can't even see him anymore, he's supposed to be like with the police department, Clement Fire, you streets, me recreation, and then Matt's got water and sewer, which, I'll help him with, or now that I have some extra time. But, if you know that the money is not there, then get with whoever's in charge of that department, and we can figure out where to get it from, where to pull it from, so you can get what you need to. Yeah. But it'll be up to y'all to keep a hold on everything in your department, as far as spending.
I have a question about turnover as far as an approval. So like and I know Will probably deals with the same thing. When we order a chemical, for example, like a coagulant, it's very expensive, and I understand it needs approval and whatever, but what's what do you suspect the turnover rate will be for an approval? Like if I submit it today, how long do you think it would take to get an approval?
I guess we need to talk to Julia about that, because I think she writes all the checks. And I'm sure that they can write some by hand if it's something that has to be put out immediately versus something that normally takes 30 days.
Right.
But because I think she said that she gets with y'all once a month, and we sit down and go through the bills to make sure it's something you ordered. If she has a PO, y'all won't have to do that. She'll be able to match it up with the bill and know that it's approved, and you already have the account number, or whatever that it's going on. And on this report right here, it tells you what account number each thing is.
Right.
What about, say, like power bills, things that come every month?
Yeah, no, those don't have to have, anything that's reoccurring like that every month, I don't think that they should have to have.
No.
But look at it and make sure that it's right. I mean,
Yeah.
they make mistakes all the time too, so.
I mean, we've been going through it. There's some things that keep popping up like through the bill circle from like 2024. I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
It don't make no sense.
And they're still paying it now?
It hadn't even, like, I guess it hasn't been paid. Like, it's literally just going through a circle. You can ask Will, he knows because he sees it too. It'd be from 2024, and I'm like, there's no way for me to know what this is. I have no clue. If it's a certain company, obviously I could tell you, oh, this is probably XYZ, but if it's not, I mean, I can't. So, but anyway, I was just worrying about the turnover for like a chemical purchase. That's something that, we don't have very much usage. So if it's a chemical that has a shelf life of 12 months, we're not gonna order it until we need it.
Right.
So we can't, I didn't want it to be like something that I'm not aware, and then it takes a week in limbo to find out if it gets approved, and that's all I want clarification on.
If it has your signature on it, unless it's in a huge amount, then that'll be good enough to be passed
Okay.
through. I mean, anything that's, lots of money, then of course it has to go
Right.
through
That
the
was,
city
that was my
council.
question, we need to set a price that the supervisors can approve, and if it's over what I can approve, I need to get that second. So we need,
Yeah,
we need to
and
set a
that-
price.
That may be something that each of your departments can come up with. We have talked about like instead of, and I'm a firm believer in buying local when you can, but, you can buy things online a lot cheaper than you can get them at the hardware store up here sometimes. Even though I'm not saying not do business with them, because like I said, I believe in supporting the local businesses here. But if it's something that's a lot of money and you can get it a lot cheaper online, then that may be the route.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll, like I said, that'll be a decision that'll be in your hands. What? What y'all laughing about? Okay. All right, that's it.
All right, department head work order.
Yeah,
We kind of went over that one.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
And then the time box. The last one is sensitive dates. To review this, but
Yeah, we need to start working on that
we all get back in touch with Ms. Harris and see what it is, good time for you guys, we all can come together and we can work on that. You get back with us, and let us know. Hoping that we can do this soon, before it get too far. We don't want to do a rush on it, and I know everybody be busy going places and doing things. School is back in now. Okay, so, do that. Okay. Anything else, council? Still got my $400. Anything else, council? Nothing else. Citizen, anybody else have anything else? Real short, briefly, would like to say.
Yes, sir, I would like to. I'm Mercedes Ivy, 28 years old. I've been a member of this community for about 29 years. So I'm pretty aware of like the flow of everything. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so I've noticed like through town, like the certain streets could use traffic mirrors like through town because there are certain blind spots like turning into town. Mm-hmm. So I've noticed like certain roads like North Norwood, McGregor, and Depot, and right here on West Hill Street. So I just wanted to point that out, just to see if it's possible to for that to happen.
Yeah, I do agree. You know, when you're coming up West Gibson to Main Street, you can't see back up towards Jet. You have to ease out the road. It is a bad spot. I agree with you 100%.
We'll take a look at that, and we'll see what our cost effective will be, and we'll take a look at that. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. And that's what we were asking all of us, our citizens to do, that bring things to our attention that was going on in our community and in your neighborhood. Thank you, sir.
That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, guys, let's see you guys on next.
Yeah, you said report the water leaks. There's a bad one on, Highway 80 there
Yes,
in front of Star Wars House. I guess you guys have addressed it already, but I just wanted to make sure it was reported. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We've been knowing about that. I got 100 calls on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take your numbers.
We're working on it as soon as we can, and we short staff, and then, you know, I want the citizens to really know this, and our employee also too. I want y'all to really know this. We are trying not to carry our meal rate up. We want our meal rate to stay local, where you guys can take that extra $200 or $300 or $600 we go on your meal rate. And, we are trying to make things work, and so how we can make things work when all of us come together and help each other. And so we can keep our taxes down also too, and our city can be more cleaner. We can have those things when a citizen can walk in and say, we need this for our safety, for our citizen in town. It's not just safe for him, it's for everyone. That's safety, because anybody could have a bad accident there. And we thank you again for notice that. So if we all work together, we can make this thing work. Thank y'all, and we'll see y'all in September the what? September the 1st meeting at 6 o'clock. Here, thank you guys for coming, meeting is adjourned.